Although the missions and cutscenes in Entry Point are ordered chronologically, they aren't released in that order. We don't know what the order will be, but it's not random. Sushado, the developer, uses this to control the information we know, tell a story with a different perspective, and add an element of uncertainty to the game. There is no surefire way to predict the next mission or cutscene, but we can use current information to make an educated guess. Before we get into speculation, here's everything we know for sure. This list contains all the missions and cutscenes in Entry Point. I've filled in the ones that have been released so far. The letters to the left indicate whether the story is told from Halcyon's or Phoenix's point of view. Sish confirmed that the Black Dusk and the epilogue would be the last things released, so they're at the end of the list. Generally, the order alternates between missions and cutscenes. However, Sish broke with this pattern by releasing the withdrawal after the financier, which means he's going to have to release 2 cutscenes consecutively. We don't know when the 2 cutscenes will be, so I just placed them towards the end. I believe the scientist will be the next mission. This is largely due to the process of elimination. The most recent cutscene, Critical, comes before the lake house. It would be unlike Sish to release a mission right after it's been set up. This would make the mission order too linear. Thus, I don't think the lake house is the next mission. I don't think the SCRS is the next mission either. Although the mission order isn't chronological, the SCRS is too far towards the end. It wouldn't make much sense from a storytelling perspective to release it until we know a bit more information. This leaves the scientist as the most likely mission to be released next. This would also give us some context to the payoff cutscene, which was released a while back. I believe Ashes will be the next cutscene released. The earlier parts of the story are largely completed. Since the missions before and after Ashes have been released, we already know quite a bit about it. Ashes is some sort of attack by Phoenix against Halcyon, likely as a response to the financier. This is confirmed in the deposit, which claims that Phoenix is beginning to respond to Halcyon's attacks. Ashes is similar to the Black Site. We already knew a lot about it before it was even released. We already know a lot about this cutscene, so it might as well be the next one. I think the SCRS will be the second next mission. If I'm correct about the scientist, then this would make sense. The scientist would give us adequate context about the SCRS, allowing us to understand the later parts of the story. I believe Retribution will be the second next cutscene. We don't know much about it, but I have a theory. Retribution is defined as a punishment inflicted on someone as vengeance for a wrong or criminal act. Considering the protagonist has just defected to Phoenix, this is likely Halcyon's revenge against Phoenix and the protagonist. This could explain why the next mission doesn't happen until over a year later, and why the protagonist is on the run in the payoff cutscene. If the scientist and the SURS are already released, it would make sense to release Retribution at this point. This is the mission order so far. The Lake House would have to be the next mission, and the last 2 cutscenes would be Dedication and Jackdaw, assuming the 2 consecutive cutscenes are at the end. That concludes my explanation and predictions for the mission order. Only time will tell if I'm correct or not. Make sure to vote on the poll below what you think will be the next mission, and if you haven't already, make sure to join my Discord server. This has been the Unofficial Guide to Entry Point.